Hello, everyone. My name is JD Calderon, and this is Indy Comics Explained. And yet again, I brought another fantastic group of independent comic book creators. So please hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video, let everybody know what's here. Without further ado, I will bring in this guy.
This guy. Hello. La, la, la. I am JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. Been making books since 2008. Hanging out with this guy sometime after that. And for a while after that, we've been hanging out with a lot of talented comic book creators on Sunday nights here on Indy Comics Explained, who have been putting their money where their mouth is, believing in themselves, and making some kick-ass comic books.
All right, cool. We'll bring on our other cohort.
Cohort?
Oh, it's too much energy. It's too much fucking
What do you mean
energy.
too much energy?
Too much energy.
Come on, it's the beginning of the week. It's a little bit of spunk. We're going to go into Monday. It's going to be happy. Come on.
No, I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to come down so that we meet in the middle. There's too much fucking energy. Pace yourself. Did you see Calderon? Calderon got his title out in like 9 seconds this time.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's him.
It's too much energy. This is what I'm saying. It's too much energy.
I'm the bright spot of the sun. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I have to bring this down. Baby. I have to bring this down. I got to bring it down.
We don't bring it down.
Bring it down.
Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Come on, kid. Yeah. Yeah, I got him to pop. I got it. See, he tried to contain it.
And then I shut it down.
No, so what?
I am the Thanos of this show. Always in balance.
Listen, I know how to chip away at the armor. Okay? That's what I did. I got a crack. That's it. That's all I need. You're mine for the rest of the night.
I'm still throwing you off the cliff. I love you, but I'm throwing you off the cliff.
I'm lying, buddy. You're not going to be the first one who's going to try.
All righty then. Let's figure out our guest. How you doing, Brian? Please introduce
everybody. Yeah, Brian Mannell, kind of new creator, got a new Kickstarter, and screw balance. I'm here for the chaos. Let's go.
Oh yeah. To the right place.
Tom, buddy, time to get wrapped up in it.
All right, very nice. All right. Onrie, please.
Whoa, what's up, everybody? Onrie Kampon. I wanted to talk about my Kickstarter, but I'd rather talk about how much I love Watchmen so I can watch Tom cringe for the next hour.
I like Watchmen. What are you talking about?
You don't like Watchmen?
I just said I like Watchmen.
No, the comic.
Oh, the comics.
The comic. Yes, there we go. We're going to talk about
balance. No comic. Yes, movie. This is all balance.
The comic has lots of balance, though. Look at that. It's structured 9-panel pages all over the place.
It puts me to sleep in 9 minutes, too. Yeah.
All right. Very nice. Our next guest, Rod.
Hi, my name is Rod, artist and writer of stories like Adventure Finders, which JD is putting out through a Kickstarter, which he also got funded in 9 seconds. So pretty happy about that. So I'm also in a good mood.
All right, cool. And last but certainly not least.
Hello there, Ray Jameson, writer of the Madcaps. Looking forward to hanging out for the next little bit here. That's all I got for this one. That's the shortest intro possible, even shorter than JD's.
Well, I had a lot more to say.
You did.
Ray, so what happened with the side? What happened? Why is this just this front forward thing? What happened to the 3/4?
Do you want to go back to that? We can do that.
Not necessarily. I'm just curious as to what happened.
Starting next month, he goes the other way.
It'll just be we're going to do the back of my head for a while too.
There you go.
Just
no, basically at some point.
I got more options in the room I stream from, so
gotcha.
That's all.
You threw out some crap and made some space for yourself?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much.
That's what I figured. All right.
Fair enough. Ray, I don't like it.
You want Alfred Hitchcock Presents?
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen, I'm pretty sure you saw the show question.
Nope.
Right? So I've added a little bit to it, so it's a little bit more nuanced. So So here we go. When was the last time you've seen positive growth in your sales, either via bank account or dollars made in crowdfunding? Why/how did this happen? can we reverse the course on our negatives and keep positive results rising?
Well, you put that all into the opening question?
No, he said he added and revised to it.
Oh, you added and revised. Oh,
Yeah.
Come on now.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you did an old bait and switch.
Even the low energy
Right?
guy paid
No.
attention.
No bait and switch. It has the same thing as
Coming for the $299 36-inch box TV, and I'll sell you the 26 black and white one for $500. Yeah, that's what you just did, bud. That's what you just did.
No, but anyway,
I would
but
actually
listen.
do that, to be honest, but that's just me.
See, but here's the real fun thing, though. Right? Last man in, first man up. So, Ray, please, what are your thoughts?
Black and white TV, hands
There
down.
you go.
Sold.
Okay.
All right, so I'm pretty relatively new to this game. So this current Kickstarter I'm on, I got it funded and the most money made, and only halfway through this campaign compared to the other two. So I'm still figuring all this stuff out in regards to like the analytics and the fine details. I think I would need a couple more comics under my belt, if that makes sense. So I've had like positive growth right now, but it's all relative for me in my little world. It's huge, but what's 3 comics in the grand scheme of things?
Well, but I mean, have you seen positive growth? And
Yes.
what are you doing to maintain that?
He's doing 90 podcasts a month.
So this is 77, no lie. So podcast is one of them. I definitely like to socialize, that's for sure. I don't know the secret. I don't know. So right now it's going very well, and I've been putting in effort.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can add to that.
I don't know if it's the Canadian. I didn't ask you for your secrets. I asked you for an answer. What are you doing?
Okay, so the only thing I can do in regards to effort is just socialize, like just network and say, this is what I'm doing. I don't know how else to answer that. Unless I'm being exceptionally dense and I'm still not catching what you're pitching here, JD.
All right. Basically, what I'm saying is like, obviously you've seen positive growth because I've seen your 3 campaigns. You have grown, which is great, right? But what is it you're doing currently to grow it?
77 podcasts. That's
There
the
you go.
answer.
Yeah, I
77
know.
podcasts.
You know, I want to get it out of them.
Okay, so
Oh, you hear what I'm saying?
this is podcast 77, and I'm definitely making sure everybody under the moon that talks comics online is somewhat aware of my my product.
Okay.
The only other thing I think which also helps is I'm not just selling one this time. I'm selling 3 and an entire mini series.
Mhm.
So I think that's a big portion as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Brian, now I know, is this your first campaign?
Yeah.
Oh,
First
okay.
one.
So, well, you could just give me your thoughts on what you think of.
So he's seeing growth every day.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. My entire comic career starts today. From here, it's just I'm just letting it go up. And that's it. I'm gonna forget about the last few years.
There you go. You started at the top and kept going. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going better than I felt going into it, and I've been really overwhelmed. I've been thanking the community left and right for the past week or so, because everybody I've gotten to know and talk with has helped me out up to this point and came through for me too. I started out with a meager goal just to kind of cover printing and shipping, and it's far exceeded my expectations right now. So I've really enjoyed the process in terms of kind of like getting out. I did actually kind of surprisingly like the exploring ways to promote this. I noticed like, oh man, today I'm barely getting any backers. Like, what else can I do to kind of make myself grow? And so up to this point, what I've been doing is I've been going on these podcasts, as people have been talking about. I started Facebook ads last week. That's been going very well. Aside from all that, just kind of posting around as much as I can on social media, reaching out to other people about it, and I haven't had a day of zero. I've had 1 day of zero backers, so I'm getting constant growth so far. So something, I don't know. I'm just being persistent about it.
Kickstarter also gave you, just looking at your page,
Oh, yeah.
Project We Love is you got that award on there. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I funded in 6.5 hours, and then I got the Project We Love, and just I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Good for
But
you.
I'm just glad the backer counts just have been going up, and I got we reached all our stretch goals. So now what I'm doing is I'm exploring new stretch goals to kind of add in to in these last 11 days, and so that's going to be kind of like my task for the next few days here. Trying to keep the growth going in a multitude of different ways as I can.
All right.
Also, cross promotion. I'm doing a lot of cross promotion with other creators too.
Good.
Excellent. All right. Cool. Mr. Onrie.
Well, I want to go back to something that I remember Tom saying to me 5 years ago when I interviewed him, which was that you just got to keep hitting that launch button and being consistent and making sure that you take care of fulfillment, make sure you're there for your backers, and show consistency. Put stuff out, make sure it gets done, make sure it gets out. And so I've been doing that. So honestly, I have to say this is my 8th campaign. I don't use Kickstarter as often as most creators do. So I'm most of the time I'm doing cons, but that's where the bulk of my money is coming from. I usually use Kickstarter as like a vehicle for funding my print runs and things like that. So it's, I guess, more of a defensive strategy. But the thing that I'm noticing is that through that consistency, you're building a reputation of being somebody that people want to continuously come back to. And of course you have ups and downs in, like the market, like times can change due to economics and stuff like that. Like some people can come in and then they'll back out because they have financial obligations that keep them from investing in your campaign. But the one thing that I've kind of learned with this is the less you stress about it, and the less you're out, like you need to be out there promoting and doing shows and doing all these things. But the less you're kind of like, hey, I'm suffering, come and help me. I'm on a sinking ship. And the more relaxed you are, and the more you support the community and just in general show your love and enthusiasm for the industry as a whole, I think that attracts more positivity and more. It just makes your campaign look more attractive, and it makes you look more attractive too. So, and actually, I'm going to go back to something that I learned when I did JD's other show with Rob a couple weeks ago when I first launched my campaign. And one of the things that Rob Multeri said to me was, one of my strengths is getting up and people seeing me, and I'm always broadcasting. I resell comics and do things like that. So people are always seeing me, but it's hard when you're always talking to the same people saying the same thing. So that's what's great about comics is that there's so many comics and there's so many people doing comics. So I started hosting like creator hangouts as well, like what you guys are doing here, and just trying different things. When you help other people out, that's like, I think the real way that you're going to grow as a creator. It's like that rising tide raises all ships. I'm a firm believer of that. And Brian, I just backed your campaign too. So
Thank you.
That's how it works. We all support each other. And I've seen that you've been, keeping an eye on what I've been doing and, commenting and stuff. So, you return the favor. I actually didn't even know you were doing a campaign until just now. So congrats on being on the back end of it. So, yeah. And I mean, honestly, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm about like $600 away from funding, like a little over, plus or minus $600, and I still have 2 days to go. So I know I'm going to hit that goal. I hope I can hit my stretch goal for everything. I really hope I can get what higher than that. But I think sometimes, like when we have these expectations of what we hope we can get versus what we're actually capable of getting in this time, I think it's just better to just focus on consistency, focus on your backer numbers, not the dollar amount. The dollars will come later. The consistency is key.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Rod, what are your thoughts?
Well, my personal economy. Well, to quote a famous president, it's gone up 600%. But now that's largely because of JD and Daphne there. That's all 1,000% you. So that's why I'm grinning. Like, oh man, this is great. This is my first Kickstarter that actually got funded. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
The first one. Anyway, yeah, that's like I said, it's 1,000% you and Daphne did that. So I really am thankful about that. And second of all, it's not gangbusters or anything, but I've begun to serialize the Nancy Drew series. So I'm illustrating it. So it's now on issue number 2. And there's like a couple new subscribers every now and then. It's not a lot, but as people know, as people are fond of me saying, it's a couple hamburgers, so I'll take it.
So Nancy Drew, is that a public domain?
Yeah. As soon as they announced it became public domain, I'm like, I'm on that. Nice. I read the books when I was a kid anyway, that and Nancy Drew, that and Hardy Boys. So yeah. So I'm like, I gotta do it. And the public domain only applies to the oldest books. So it's like the oldest 30 books or something like that. And somebody asked me, like, well, are you going to translate them all? I'm like, no. This one alone might take a year. So I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life. Wow. So, yeah, I got to go back to my own IP at some point. So, yeah, it's a pretty exciting time. So can't complain.
All right, cool. Tom, what are your thoughts?
So it's been a while since we've seen any sort of upwards growth. There's a lot of reasons for that. Big part of it was last year, at the beginning of the year, I lost my mom with cancer just out of the blue. And to be honest, I all but walked away from this. Everybody saw me on podcasts and I was around and I was doing some cons and that kind of stuff. But internally, I wasn't in any of it. I was struggling to write. I was struggling to, maintain the Kickstarter campaigns. I canceled a whole bunch of stuff because it wasn't, I just couldn't do it. And so, just my presence in like the selling sphere of things was, basically minimal, almost to a point where I literally just didn't exist anymore. I stopped doing my live sales on Facebook. Like I was content to sit at home and watch a movie and go to bed every day. That was my 2025 for the most part. So it all kind of was like dust settling. And it really wasn't until the end of last year that I kind of caught some of that a little bit to kind of, get the juice going again. And of course, right when I did that, artists started flaking on me, disappearing on me. 3 artists flaked on me on the same series, all when we were about to start the series. So I was back to, why the fuck am I here? If this is going to be the struggle, the most, what should be the easiest part, find somebody to pay to do a job. And they're all like, yeah, I'll do, yeah. And then, nah, never mind, I'm out of here. I was like, why the fuck am I here? What am I doing? And so the struggle was just like a constant thing for me to be like, why am I doing this if none of these guys give a fuck? But I will say that the odd side to that, where the Kickstarter campaign stuff was down, there was a weird alternate force balance, as we talked about, from my web store, from eBay, like out of the blue, that stuff, I'm not promoting it. I don't tell everybody go to my web store. There's no promotion for any of this stuff. But all of a sudden it just started to like kick in, and I was selling stuff like just like who the hell is buying this? And it was, some of it was new people, which is great. Some of it was old people that I knew, I recognized their names. But it was like this weird, like, okay, yeah, this isn't working, but we're gonna make this now work for you. And so there was a huge pickup in eBay and web store stuff towards the end of the year. And that's maintained coming into this year now. So I also know that over the years I've lost backers because I don't use certain artists anymore. Not because I don't want to. I just, for me, I'm from a creative standpoint and an artistic standpoint, I don't want the same thing every time. And unfortunately, though, that's the industry, right? It's like Scott Campbell drops a cover, everybody races to it, right? Ryan Otley drops a cover, everybody races to it. Some guy no one's ever heard of drops a cover, a few people go and get it. And that's kind of where we are. It's like I'm producing art that's incredible. I'm not producing art, I'm paying for the art, but the artists are doing a great job to do these pieces of art. But because they're not names that people know, there's less of a like hard drive to it. I know there's backers that will not back me for anything unless I have a particular artist. That is all they do, that's all they buy. So they're not really a fan of Big Dog Ink. They're just a supporter of that artist. So, you know, whatever, buy what you like. But that's just sort of where I am. I'm in this weird sort of quagmire of stuff where it's like I'm trying to adjust how I do Kickstarters. I'm trying to reset my mindset for like, okay, maybe I don't even want to do 3 weeks anymore. Maybe I just need to do 2 weeks. I need to adjust everything, keep everything tight, clean, efficient, get in, get out, move on. So next year, I think you're going to see a lot of different setups for what I do. And I've got all year to figure it out. So, you know, be ready for a whole new world of Big Dog Ink methodology in 2027. But for now, it's just sort of, let's get through this year. The fucking artist that flaked out on me, I got him replaced with somebody who is enthusiastic, thankfully. So he's going to be working for me for the rest of the year. I woke up today to a bucket list artist who I can't believe is doing a cover for me. He even took notes. I was like, I'm giving this guy notes. What the fuck is wrong with me? And he was like, oh yeah, I see it. Let's do that. So that's great. So there's good stuff like on the horizon, but like sometimes you just got to go through this mire of hell to you know, get yourself through the other side. And what do we do to do that? You got to keep going. Just like Onrie was saying, you just got to keep going. Just do another one. You don't got to do one every month, Calderon. But you know, you just do another one. Just keep going. Keep talking about it. That's the thing. It's like doing this show and doing Lori's show and doing Rosario's show. Like you guys kept me in that cycle of you know, at least feeling like I'm doing something last year. So I appreciate you guys having me on these shows and letting me talk to people, because this was the energy that I didn't have at all last year. So yeah.
You know, Tom, I saw you a few times last year, and it's weird because, like, you know, I knew that you lost your mom and everything, and I knew that obviously has a big impact on everything. But honestly, I had no idea that, you know, you were dealing with all these internal things. Like, I see you online all the time. It's almost like you didn't skip a beat. Honestly, I didn't know all this stuff was going on, and that you were thinking about, you know, stopping completely. I'm glad you didn't, but like, I didn't. From what I saw, you know, just being online, I didn't see the locomotive stopping. You know what I mean? Like you've been pretty consistent with
you weren't supposed to see anything. That was the point. Yeah. I'm Gen X. I rub some dirt on it and I keep going. Yeah. But you know, at the same time, when it all stops, when all the podcasts stop, and I'm sitting here by myself in the house in the dark, you know, that's when it really, really finds you. And that's when you got to make those decisions. Like, am I where I want to be? Am I going in the direction that I want to go? Is it time to just say, put it aside, go somewhere else? Like, there's been a lot in this tiny little brain in the last year. So Let's see how we can get through this year and into the things that are exciting me about doing stuff next year, which Mr. Ray is a part of, and then we'll see what's next.
I'm glad there's
Maybe I
some
should
amount
not
of
have my mic
positive
muted.
direction.
Yeah, I mean there's a positive direction.
I'm glad there's a direction. I mean,
yeah. There's definitely positive direction, and it's always what energy do you want to put into it? What energy can you put into it? What do you have left? Last year I had nothing. I was running on fumes. So, that's why I said it took me really to the end of the year before I could reboot myself and restart and be anywhere near sort of attacking this game again. But I kind of feel like I stayed on it, I hung with it, and now we're starting to get that traction again. And if we can drive that through this year into next year, we'll have a really fun next year.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to see more from you.
Yeah, and Tom, I was always going to tell you that despite everything, you still always have Laser Blast. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true. I can watch it anytime I want. I can play with my action figure.
Yep.
That's the real positive here.
Yeah, you have the soundtrack.
It doesn't have any points of articulation. It doesn't move. It's a turtle without the shell.
It's that good. It doesn't need it.
It's a standee. It's what they call staction figure because it doesn't.
Yeah. I'm an articulation guy myself.
You guys.
Listen, man. I mean, all I know is, all I know is that stuff works. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to take my energy from the opening statement, Tom.
I told you, Paul Rosario.
What is this?
I told you I'm going to balance out this show.
It's me being a literal dickhead. That's what it is. That's me being a dickhead. 3 times. I'm a 3-time dickhead. I know.
I like how the main one in the middle has like the Ming mustache, and the other two are just like normal.
Yeah.
Is that all you, JD?
It's
just
Ray.
An assembly of JDs here.
Who shared this? Who shared this?
Oh yeah.
What?
This is JD's. This is good. Good job, JD.
Yeah.
Listen, me.
So
we're working on my Photoshop skills.
I only use Windows Paint, so I can't relate. So there you go.
I don't know where to go right now because I was on a high at the beginning of the show. Tom sucked the wind out of me, and then JD actually puts me up as a 3-headed dickhead. Thanks, bud. Thanks. I'm a beast. It's not even a kraken. At least give me 7 heads. You know what I mean? You short.
That's what Jay said.
Oh yeah.
You gotta assemble your other dickheads again sometime.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta
come up with a round two,
bro. I gotta make the call. I'll call them on Friday. If they show up on Friday night, they're my extra dickheads. There
you go.
Have a dickhead night. Yeah, there you go. Night out of dickhead.
My face hurts whenever I come on this show.
That's just because it's cracking from all the cold in Canada.
Yeah.
You know what? We're above freezing now.
Wow.
Very nice.
Hey.
Awesome.
That's possible?
Almost all the snow is melted. It's amazing.
Way to go. It's
Nice.
only May.
Anyway, Jay, what are your thoughts on the question?
I don't even remember where the fucking question.
Go ahead, Rosario. Top my answer. Go ahead.
Look, just like Tom, what happened to Tom happened to me the second half of the year, right? Much like him, the stuff that I was planning to launch last year got delayed to this year, and that's what's in the pipeline. How do you handle it? I don't fucking know, right? Somebody told me action absorbs anxiety, right? So it's always be moving, always just like fucking Dory, just keep swimming, right?
Yeah.
And eventually you'll right the ship. Were things down last year? Yeah. Can I give an accurate statement of my numbers? No, because I had a monumental shift happen in my life. So there was a lot of inactivity on my part because of that, you know. So I don't know. How do you correct it? Keep moving. Keep fucking moving, right? Keep track of things. If a book fails, right? Okay, don't do another one on it, right? Like if it really fucking fails, like if you make $2 on a 3-week campaign, just don't do it again.
Has that ever actually happened though?
I don't know, dude. I see some.
There's plenty of campaigns that make $5 from their friends, but they're not real campaigns either.
Yeah,
they're
right.
You know what I mean? Anybody that
AI
puts any sort of effort into what they're doing, you may not fund it like that first time, but if you are showing people that you're legitimately making something, like there's campaigns that don't even have any art showing, like whatsoever. Like no one's going to fund that crap.
Right. And I've seen it. Right. I've seen it 0% funded.
Yeah.
You know, and 16 hours left.
You feel real bad for them. Yeah.
No, you don't, because
but you don't if you look at the campaign.
No.
That's the Canadian thing. Canadians will look at that.
It's not the feeling bad. It's the empathy towards their ignorance. Like, man, you should know better, and they probably don't. And you probably the person who has it going either A, doesn't care, or B, I don't get it. Why isn't it working? Like, that sucks, you know.
I see. I don't even think it's that. I think it's somebody looks at it as I might be able to make $500, and then just run away with it. Like
right.
You know, that's what I look.
I
at.
get that.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah. So just fucking keep moving, right? If you're really into this, whether it's for love of it or for the buck of it, right? You keep moving. Stop being such a nice guy, dummy. I mean, DM. Sorry, I read it too quick. I'm so sorry.
It's funny because I asked Daff a favor not too long ago, and she felt it was too underhanded. Now she's calling me a nice guy.
Oh, that's so sweet. Very nice.
She was calling me. Well, she didn't say I was underhanded. She knows what I mean. Anyways,
she's good people.
That's for sure.
You know, the only mistake in her life is who she chose to, partake the sunrises with. That was the only mistake. You know.
It's funny how you project.
I say that to my wife all the time. I should divorce you for saying yes to marry me, because that shows me right off the bat you're bad at making decisions. You really are.
Right, but I'm just saying, just don't project it on me. That's all.
You know what? Let me project something for a second. Let's go back to the trolls earlier tonight. Okay,
just share the screen. That's all.
You let the trolls rock on my when I'm going live on Friday, but the second somebody calls you Timu Elon Musk, you shut it down before it has 5 seconds to show up.
Hold on, I think they were talking about you.
I didn't say nothing. You were the one pressing.
Well, you didn't say anything of any relevance, but I think they were referring to you.
Oh, get out of here! You were in the moment. You were like, Ray, good.
Are you sure you two aren't married by chance?
No. What about the other one? We had the other guy saying, "I'll buy your series. I'll buy the campaign. I'll buy the buyer."
Oh yeah.
You guys turned away a customer, just like take the money and run, man. You could have all been funded by now. But we come here to raise money, not turn away, not to turn away the trolls. What is?
How do you pronounce that? Chodpek?
Chehopak is how I read it.
Oh, I thought it was Chodpek, but
the other one was
maybe I'm just being
Bonnie.
He took me to Comic-Con, so that influenced
that. Yes, I did. I took her to Comic-Con, so that's why she said yes, right? She said, "Hey, I want to get into Comic-Con." I'm like, "Well, wear this ring. Well,
JD,
secret Dakota ring."
Yeah,
I remember one time I saw you. I think it was last year or the year before. You came up to me at New York Comic Con. I think it was actually last year, because last year's New York Comic Con for me was like really tough, and you were having a really good year. But you were pretty much saying the same thing about just keep going. But in particular, like we've both gone through divorces in the past, and like you told me about some of the hardships that you had. But like you have this you have a new partner now, and I met your wife before. She's wonderful, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't even need to meet your first wife. You just, forget she exists. But I could see the energy and the positive effect it has on you when you surround yourself with the right people.
Thank you, brother.
You really kind of remind me of I don't know, like a Timu Elon Musk.
I like Elon Musk. Elon
like
Musk.
Elon Musk
I'll go with Ellen. I'll take that one.
Wow.
I just read it as I saw it. Elon Musk. I didn't think Elon. Shouldn't there be an extra E or an I in between the E and the L? If it's Elon.
It should be E-Lon.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. Then I would read
E-Lawn. Elon.
So he's Kryptonian, is what you're saying.
He must be. But anyway, to get back to the question. So Jay, you're good?
I'm honestly, did I touch on it? I'm not even trying to
barely.
joke.
Just barely.
What was the question? I was not joking when I asked. What was it?
So the question is basically have you seen your numbers go up? Right. And
last year, no, but because I had a reason. Go ahead.
Right. You had issues.
Right.
Have you seen your numbers go up? If you haven't, how do we stymie that? Right. And if you have seen your numbers go up, which you have, that's the other half of the question. But yeah, what are you doing to stymie that? What are you facilitating this year to make sure you move forward?
So all right, so it's definitely keep moving, right? Which is make more books, because you don't want your core group of community members, because they're not really customers, right? They're the people who keep coming back, stuff like that. But they're also engaged and they're spreading the word for you. So they're part of your community. You want to make sure that they have new material to lop onto, because if you're not putting any new stuff out there, it becomes stagnant and the sales aren't coming in, right? That's part of it.
All right, that's cool. For myself, it's it depends, right? For Oswald, my sales are all over the place. They go up, they go down, but also it depends on like if it's new material or if it's like a trade. Trades tend to be do a little bit lower, but the newer material tends to do a little bit more. So it just depends where that's at. The only growth I've seen is from Dreamweavers and Magi's Grace. Those tend to go up campaign after campaign, 5-10%. It's not big jumps, but they're making these small jumps.
Tits.
Yes.
Tits. Yeah.
Most certainly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I keep trying to improve on that formula.
How do you fix your book not selling? Put some tits on it.
We get some tits. Yes. Yeah. It helps. It helps immensely. But yeah, I think. And then listen, it's a lot of the stuff that I tell a lot of people to do that I never do, which is promote. Right? Go on other shows, which I never do, which I haven't done in a long time. I have to start doing it again, but it's scheduling, because I work a 9 to 5 and I tend to work a little bit later, so I'm just not around. I'm at work, doing that sort of stuff, so I can't really get on a lot of these other shows. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to start trying. But I mean, and to be honest with you, it's really, really, you got to really think about the business that we're in, right? It's really wretched, right? And what do we have? We have the wretched. So do you want me to play this video?
A second.
Yeah, it'll do a better job than me in terms of explaining it too. Hi, I'm Brian Mannell, and I'm the writer and creator of The Wretched. The story centers on 4 young experiments of a mad scientist called amalgams, creatures made of animal and machine, who are sent out to abduct humans in the infected region of Romeheim. One of them, named Malik, wishes to be more than just a minion, and experiment on humans to create amalgams just like his master. But can he prove himself worthy enough to do so by his creator? Will it bring the fulfillment he longs for, or send him down a darker path that will shake his very identity as a monster? And is Malik the only one struggling with an anxiety or fear buried within? The Wretched is a series with an overarching plot that puts Malik and his cruel companions to the forefront as they struggle with difficult thoughts and personal anxieties that conflict against their brutal amalgam natures, forcing them down a path to either remain as the monsters they are and perish, or accept the changes within them to grow and become the thing that they hate most, being human. This campaign will feature 4 wraparound covers along with multiple add-ons such as bookmarks, stickers, and a moody print. So be sure to check them all out below. Thank you for taking the time, and I hope you'll like what we have for you here. Yeah. All right. Nice and short.
That was great. That was a great video.
Yep.
Thank you, Onrie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Brian,
I'm really excited about this now. I actually picked up the PDF of the first book.
Cool. Thanks so much, man. That really means a lot.
Well, it's straight cash for you. That's the thing that I like about it. Backing on the digital level, it's like you're giving the creator straight cash. And like now that I saw the video, I usually don't watch the video. I just back the campaign. But this
Right.
it's really good. I mean, I scroll through it and I see do I like the artwork? Like, is this something I'd want to read? And I enjoyed it. What I saw.
Thank you. Yeah. And I, the book is already done too. So like once the campaign is over, I plan on sending out those PDFs and, within the week. I'm going to look them over to make sure everything is okay. And then I'll be sending them out. But yeah. So this is a project, The Wretched, that I've been kind of developing for 10 years. It's something that I essentially started my comic journey with while learning how to write comics. The Wretched was a story I was learning to write comics with. And as the video said, this is a story where it centers on 4 different monsters that were created by a mad scientist. They go out and abduct humans for him in a disease and decaying region called Romheim. It's a fictional region with that's infected and has some semblances of early 20th century electrical technology and radio tech as well. So it's a really cool blend. And these monsters here, who are nice and evil and little malicious little guys, while they're really fun characters, very vibrant characters, they'll soon be kind of tackling some different inner thoughts that are very difficult for them to deal with. And it'll force them down a path to either, as I said, remain as the monsters they are, or learn to change and grow with these other sides of themselves to become something that they hate most, which is being human. In this campaign, I have 4 different wraparound covers. This book is going to be 70 pages. It's a 70-page book 1. It's all already done. And along with the 4 different covers, I have a small set of add-ons. I try to keep the campaign somewhat basic for my first Kickstarter. So I have a set of bookmarks, I got stickers, and I've got a print that I feel really great about. It's a print of Marlowe. Marlowe is Malik's experiment. He's one of the 4 main characters in the group, and Malik in the video said he wants to be like his master, so he creates a little experiment of his own to kind of prove his worth, to prove that he's capable of doing so. So yeah, the story will feature Malik, him, Arnett, the owl guy, who loves sneak attacks, and Dante, who's the dog-looking guy who also hates dogs, and Maverick, who's the monkey-looking guy. He's the primate dude who's like super chaotic, loves hurting, loves killing, loves bullying. He's a very fun character. And here, JD is just going over it now, but I'll also have the deluxe edition available. That's going to come out up to about 100 pages, where I'll have at least 13 pages of concept artwork with descriptions and lore of the characters and the environment, and a good amount of work in progress pages, about 15 of them out of the 70 pages of the book. So yeah, it's just a big, huge passion project of mine, something that means a lot to me, near and dear to my heart, that I've poured a lot of my own kind of fears and anxieties into. And so, yeah, I feel like I put together an awesome team, and I'm really excited for people to kind of check this out. I've already had it reviewed on Comic Book Yeti, so if anyone wanted to go to comicbookyeti.com, there's a review up for it. The reviewer really enjoyed what he read. So far I've gotten some good thoughts, good opinions on this. So yeah, I hope people will join. I plan to I'll say one last thing. I plan on having 4 arcs with this story, so it is going to be a decently length story. So I mean, you guys are up for some to be invested in a really insane, gripping story about characters trying to learn how to change and struggling even against changing. Then yeah, I hope you guys will like what I got.
All right, cool. Now I was going to ask you about. You said you have 4 arcs. Now, is this like one complete story in this book? Is this one arc?
This book has this book is part of the first arc, but it does have a beginning, middle, and end with it. That's part of the reason why it was 70 pages too. There was a lot that I did want to cover, but I made sure to give you the first, whatever the first experience was. I made sure to have at least an ending that would tie in to the beginning of the book. So it has its own kind of ending, and my Spanish translator. Another thing I forgot to mention, I'm getting this translated into Spanish.
Cool.
If her thoughts are any indicator, then it's like the ending will leave you wanting more. So I hope that would be the case. But
okay,
yeah.
Now, how many issues do you think are going to be in this arc, or do you know it's going to be in this arc?
So if you count the 70-page book as one issue, there will be 4 additional issues in the arc. They're going to be shorter though. The next issue is going to be 36 pages. That's what I'm going to be targeting going forward, is 36-page issues. Unless my artist feels like I should combine a couple of them to just continue doing like small little trades. So I plan to have about 3 to 5 issues per arc. So it is a long series, as I said, but I'm investing nearly all of my time into this. I'm not going to branch off into trying to create 5 different stories or anything. This is going to be my main project that I'm focused on.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, obviously you've done very well with this campaign. You got, I'm trying to get to the top here.
Because
so you got 11 days left, right? You blew past your goal. Now, first issue, I don't know how long it's going to take you to get it done, but how long do you think when do you think you'll be releasing the second issue?
So I'm hoping to be starting, my artist and I, we're going to start production on the second issue this summer. Cool. And when I'll be releasing the second issue on a Kickstarter, it could be the same. It could be the same time next year, maybe a little bit earlier. It just depends on how things go. This one took a while as it had, because there was a lot of different circumstances that ended up delaying production. But I don't expect the same to kind of happen. But at the least, I plan on getting at least one part of this story out a year, at least. And, if I can do more, then I would love that. I don't want to spend 10 to 15 plus years on this one story. If I can get more done in a year, I'm gonna do everything I can to do that.
All right, sounds good, brother. Well, you're well on your way. Sounds very nice. So everyone, awesome book. 7 back at 11 days, which is important. So you got a lot of time left. So everyone, go pick up a book. Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Don't mind me. I'm laughing because I saw that other picture up on my other screen.
And Brian, so this is your first campaign. I don't know if you know this yet, but make sure when you send out your surveys, you ask them if they want to be part of your newsletter, bud.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I have. I actually started my backers. I started writing on my backer surveys a couple days ago. That was one of the questions I put in there.
Because a newsletter is going to be a hell of a lot more cost effective than a Facebook ad would be. Okay. Yeah.
And for sure. I'm using the Facebook ads, just kind of exploring it. I'm getting good results from it, but yeah, if I can avoid that, that's me saving money, and so that's my goal: is to build up that newsletter.
I was getting tired of my Facebook ads ending in Facebook Marketplace for the 50 and older crowd who only go to flea markets. I was like, it was a waste of money for me, man.
So it's just amongst your peers. Anyway,
the youngest one's here, baby. Who are you talking about, kid?
Onrie, do you want to play this video?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. How you doing, everyone? My name is Onrie Kampon, the writer, creator, producer of the Eastwood News. I'd like to welcome you to our latest Kickstarter and tell you a little bit more about our series.
This is Yisun Shin, It's a comic book trilogy about a Korean admiral who took on invading samurai forces in the late 1500s. Outnumbered 10-1, he never lost a single battle. It's all based on a true story, and we're back on Kickstarter with the latest issue in the series. This is a project I've been building for 17 years, crafting an unforgettable cast and bringing these historical battles to life in a way you've never seen in modern comics, with the help of some very talented artists and editors from around the world. If you're a fan of Shogun or games like Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Yotei, this is right up your alley. This newest issue is the penultimate chapter of our trilogy, and it introduces a brand new villain you're not going to forget. We've got a brand new trailer to show you, so check it out. And if you like what you see, take a look at the rewards and back the campaign today.
Peel off the napkin, O my enemy. Do I terrify? Can you deny the nose, the eye pierce? The sour breath will vanish in a day. Soon, soon the flesh the grave cave ate will be at home on me. I'm only 30, and like the cat, I have 9 times. The peanut crunching crowd shoves in to see them unwrap me hand and foot. Gentlemen, ladies, these are my hands, my knees. I may be skin and bone, I may be Japanese. Nevertheless, I am the same identical woman. The first time it happened, I was 10. It was an accident. The second time I meant to last it out and not come back at all. I robbed and had to call and pick the worms off through the night. Dying with an eye, like everything I do.
Damn, I love that art.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I recorded my ex-wife laughing, so that's what that was at the end.
So many lines there to use.
That's a nice evil laughter.
There you go.
Wow. All right, so Onrie, walk us through this. What are we looking at?
All right, so we just finished up the second to last issue of our trilogy for Eastern Chin. So it's a 12-issue series. We just finished issue 11. It's printed. The books just arrived in the U.S. They're now being sent to me. There's a little bit of a delay in terms of when I'm going to receive the books, but it's not going to affect my fulfillment. So the book's done, and we already printed it. So all we need to do is just fund this thing, and folks will get their books. We'll start fulfillment as of June. All of our variant covers are going to be printed or have been printed domestically, so that stuff will be taken care of right away. But we have 11 issues of Eastern Chin available right now. We are phasing out our single issue, so this is a great time to jump in if you're like new to the series. At $50, you get all 11 books signed by me, shipped to your front door. Shipping is included in that. We have a bunch of cool variants. We had one done by Fabrice Sapolsky, who is the co-creator of Spider-Man Noir. We had another one done by artist named Feng Feng, who's from China. She's a very talented artist. And we also have one by JT Malloy, some of you guys might know. Very talented artist. It's based in Chicago. We got some original art that's still there, and we're so freaking close. We're at like $613 away from funding. So it's like we're right on that cusp. If we sell like, a piece of original art and, a couple sets of books, like we're there. And my entire library is accessible to you guys. I've published 2 other titles. One of them is Warlion, which is done. It's a 3-issue miniseries about a old vigilante and his daughter going after the tyrant that destroyed their lives and now controls their city. Each book is double sided, so it's 48 pages per book, and you get the whole thing. It's done. And then I have another book I completed called Marks, which is about my grandfather's life and what he went through as a Russian Jewish soldier during World War II. And I got all kinds of stuff, T-shirts, variants. And if we, in our funding goal, I already got the reward for our funding goal. I got these new bookmarks that I'll be giving every backer. And it's been a great campaign so far. I've been really happy with the way things have gone. It's pretty slow, steady, and it's great. What are we doing with the money we're raising? We're basically printing the book. I had to print up the fourth issue of our series as well because that went out of print. One of the reasons why we're phasing out single issues is because like you print up too much of issue 1, then you're stuck with issues 2, 3, and 4 and all that. And I like bundling up everything. So I'm just, printing up books to compensate for what we have there. But I've spent way more on printing for this book than the goal that I'm trying to hit right now. And a lot came out of pocket at the end of this year. I had to print up another 10,000 books. So those have already arrived, and they're remastered editions of the books. And we're getting them out there, and we're going to conventions and selling them and doing everything. So this is really kind of like we want to get these books out there. We want to get these books. We want to get this campaign funded. Folks who back the campaign are going to get their books before everybody else. And everybody else is only going to be able to get them at cons or going online or whatever. So this is a great opportunity to jump on. We got less than 60 hours to go. So, we're getting into that end zone, and I know we're going to hit it, but I'd really like to hit our stretch goal, because if we can hit our stretch goal, I am going to hook you guys up with a free digital story that is written by my editor, Chuck Pino, and illustrated by the team. And it's a special story that's not going to see print, at least not as of yet. It'll just be a nice little reward for everybody for, helping us reach this goal. So, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Cool. Now, does this bring the story to conclusion, or you still have more?
No, we have one more issue after this. We're actually producing it right now. So, backing this campaign, you're also helping with the production of the final issue. Any extra money I have is going towards the artwork for the final book. We're about, I want to say, a quarter of the way done, script-wise, and art-wise, we're getting close to that quarter point too. So the last issue will definitely be out next year. It's just a matter of when, because this is the last issue, and it's like we got to tie up all those loose ends and close off all those character arcs and everything. It's taking a little bit longer. But this is my main focus right now. I'm not doing anything. I'm not taking on any other projects. This is the only comic I'm working on right now. And I really just want to stick the landing with it. It's one thing to do something and then, just to say, hey, I got it done. This to me is not just another issue of Batman. This is something that I've really put everything into, all my resources, all of my time, all everything. And I'm also going to be the guy who's going to be standing in front of my booth pitching this until my face turns blue. So I want to make sure that it turns out the way that I want it to. And I also owe it to my my co-writer and editor on the series, David Anthony Kraft, who former Marvel bullpen guy, who passed away in 2021 from COVID. And I just want to make sure that I do this, the end justice and, honor him and all that stuff. So, that's really important. And, the thing about the series too, this is our 8th campaign. We've always funded. We've always taken care of fulfillment. I will be back next year with the final issue. We're going to hit that launch button. We're going to come back again. And our goal is to just, keep going, I'd love to see more happening, in terms of more people backing and all that stuff, but I get it. Times are tough and everything, but every dollar counts, every backer counts. And for everybody who, makes a pledge, even if you're at that dollar level, you still have access to that stretch goal if we can hit it. So that's like an open thing for everybody that's a part of it. Another cool thing that I'm going to be doing on Tuesday night, right before we close out our campaign, I went to like a bunch of comic shops yesterday and I stocked up on free comic book day books. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who didn't have a chance to make it to their local comic shops. We have a really good relationship with all of our local shops. So, they hooked me up with, all their extras for free comic book day. So we're going to pick 10 people to, we're going to do a raffle, and we'll get up to 10 backers who will receive free comic book day bundles on top of their rewards, just for participating and being a part of our campaign.
Nice.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice. All right. I mean, you got 108 backers. You still got 51 hours. So you still got those last 2 days, which is, that's where you're going to get it. So
yeah, I'm pretty confident. I want to get as high as I can, obviously, like we all do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, not just going to say, I'm not going to say that this is going to be a breeze. This last two days is really important. And the thing that's actually got me concerned, I'm fine so far. I'm really grateful. But we had a backer come in yesterday. I don't know who this backer is. I don't know if they've ever backed me before, but they came in at a really high dollar. They took us from, being in the 3,000s to being in the mid 4,000s now. And that one backer, if something were to happen, that could reverse everything. And,
right.
I've seen that happen before in my second campaign. Someone in the last 24 hours backed out, and it was a huge pledge that just dropped. So I worry about that. That is something that's definitely got me concerned, because I don't want to be in the last 24 hours of this and experience that. I'm going to have all the faith in the world that this backer who came in at the high level is serious, and they made a pledge for some original art, which is great, and we still have some other pieces of original art that are available too. There's lots of great rewards, and if there's something that's missing that you want to see, you can message me directly. Like I had someone message me this morning. They said, "Hey, I got your early bird, which is all 4 of our variant covers," and they're like, "I wanted to add some extra stuff, but I don't see it in the add-ons, so I added it in the add-ons." Feel free to reach out to me. This is my only focus for the next 51 hours. So I want to make sure we get funded. I want to make sure that you're happy being a part of this campaign, and that and I invite you all to join us.
What is the next stretch goal? What do you need to hit?
6,000 would be like the next stretch goal. So but our funding goal is right now the only focus I have. So I just want to hit I want to make sure we get our funding goal, because the nice thing now is it's Kickstarter has this people can pledge after the campaign is done. So if we hit 5,000 and we fund, then people can make late pledges and we can continue to hit that goal, and that'll be great. We can get more backers and stuff then too. So really hoping for that, and hoping that we can hold on to our backers. I mean, that's always the fear, right? It's like you don't want someone dipping out at the last second, Yeah,
especially not a high dollar one.
Yeah, I'll totally.
Yeah, has that high dollar backer? Do you know if they've backed other?
So
campaigns?
yes, they have. They've backed 13 other campaigns. So I looked at it. It's and I don't know how that works. If someone, Tom, maybe you might be able to tell me, because I'm sure I know for a fact you've had all kinds of experiences on here. If someone jumps in on a campaign and jumps out of a campaign, are they still considered a backer on that campaign or no?
No, once you back out, then you've backed out.
Okay, so yeah, okay. In that case, I think I'm pretty safe. This is a person who's backed, more than one campaign. So it's
that doesn't mean a thing. I've had people back. I'll get somebody out there do like $300, and I'll be like, okay, who are these guys? And it'll show me, we backed like 100 things, and then they still jump out. So I don't want to be like the doom bearer, but it really doesn't matter what you see in their thing.
Exactly.
Was that about tap balance there, Tom?
That's correct.
No, but that's the thing I appreciate about Tom, is that originally, I wanted to set the goal at 6,000. I had a chat with Tom 24 hours before I launched, and I set the goal to 5,000. And I'm confident I can do that now. See, and I've been able to sleep easy at night because I know we're going to hit that goal. I look at I look at where I was, last year, and I try and stay in that lane. I don't try and like jump from one unrealistic goal after I've done something. It's like, okay, I did 5,000 last year. Well, now I'm going to do 20,000 this year. It's like I would be stressing out, and you definitely don't want to do that. Now, just because you hit your $5,000 goal doesn't mean you can't hit $20,000. It just means that you don't want to put all this time into Kickstarter and not get anything out of it. And so, because that's a lot of time. That's your time, that goes into it, and it also compromises the project and everything like that. But I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen. I think we're going to be okay one way or another. So I'm in good spirits right now. I feel good about it. But like to what Tom is saying, like, yeah, people back out all the time at the last minute. Even high dollar backers, it's happened with me too. And so, if we can get it funded faster, I will feel like, hey, there's at least a buffer here, because the last thing you want to see is get funded and then get an email saying, oh, that backer, that is the worst thing,
Yeah. All right, cool. And now on to Adventure Finders. Rod, I've been dying to have you on the show so you could pitch it, because whenever I pitch it, it sucks. So
I'm not sure it'll get any better than yours, but here goes.
Don't worry about it. It'll be better.
Well, Adventure Finders is something I've worked on since 2016, so it's a long-term project. And the last year was when I finally got book 3 done. So thousands of pages, and I've worked on it the last 10 years. And at first, it was just supported by people on Patreon. That's pretty much it, really. Occasionally would get published by Antarctic Press at first, and it went up to like issue 5 or something like that. And then, strangely enough, Action Lab picked it up and continued at an odd numbering. They started 6 onward. I don't know if that was a good choice, but kudos to them for trying it, I suppose. And then, we know what happened there. So the book got stopped, and at least I have those issues. I got set my comps and everything. So at least they got out. But this one, I really have a great feeling about it, because like I said, JD and Daphne did like 1,000% on it, and I was pretty happy and excited that this book is finally out. Essentially what it is, it is an action adventure fantasy story. I pitch it as a blend of Lord of the Rings with a little bit of Game of Thrones in there, because if you look back at 2016, that was when Game of Thrones was still running, and it was like season 4 or something like that. So I got some ideas, and I said, you know what, I should create something like a Lord of the Rings, but with more women. And that's what it is. The gender balance is actually kind of reversed. There's a majority women and just a couple of guys in there for the longest time. There used to be 3, but now they became 2 guys, and then that stayed pretty much it. But I don't believe in like idiot characters, like idiot male characters especially, which I really hate that. Like a lot of the stories that I have female-centric characters, they make them look good by making the guy look bad, and I don't really like doing that with my stories. So the 2 male characters that are here, he actually said, Loki, the guy wizard actually saves her bacon a lot. It's just, if you pay attention, it looks like she's handling it, but she's not really handling it. But she's very competent. The main character is pretty competent, and her name's Clariette, a small town girl. But it's her, it's her cousin, Jovi the wizard, that kind of pulls her butt out of the fire a lot in the adventure. Towards the end, anyway, he comes in because he's a wizard. Especially after this is Dungeons and Dragons based as well. So these characters do have stats that I keep track of in my, just for the gaming tier in my Patreon. So they do have character stats. They start at level 1, and around the time they reach level 5, that's when you'll see Jolfi getting the fireball, as gamers know. And as soon as he gets the fireball, that was it. he becomes like this, party beat stick that, every encounter now is like he just launches a fireball and that takes care of everything. But yeah, it's a fun series. I like it. And I even made the commitment to put in as many animals as I can because I'm crazy that way. That's something that I find that's missing in a lot of these, adventures or stories. Even in Nancy Drew, they don't mention anybody having any pets. So I'm like, I'm going to change that. Like everybody has pets now except Nancy Drew. And in the Nancy Drew story, people just have pets. That's all it is, So even here in Adventure Finders, a lot of people have pet animals because it's a human thing to do. In the first entire book one, Jolfie actually takes along his pet dog in the adventure. And you'll see him, he doesn't do anything spectacular. That's another thing that I'm trying to avoid. Like, no, the pet's not going to do something super spectacular that's like unrealistic. He's just there as a comfort animal, essentially. So yeah,
we love them all the same.
Things like that. Yeah, was that?
We love them all the same.
Yeah, although they do encounter somebody who does have kind of useful pets, like when they encounter the ranger later on. That's not in this book, but yeah, that's further down. And that's actually in book 2, which is like if we're gonna do more Kickstarters about this, which I really hope we do. We're gonna encounter the one that actually teaches Clariette all her moves, sort of like Freeran has a mentor, kind of thing. So she actually meets the mentor in issue 2 when she's already a bit of a veteran with just her own moves, because an ability that the lead character has is, because I have a child of Marvel, I said it'll be nice if she had the ability to copy people's moves, So if she sees somebody doing a martial arts thing, or she sees somebody fighting in a certain way, she has the ability to copy that. And I thought that was a great power to have. I don't know if it's a power or just a mental ability to just learn moves real fast that way. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway. It's a fun series. I got a lot of representation in there without being too, in your face about it. So, but you will notice it's there, I just don't like advertising too much about it. And here's a bonus, right? In a world where like every girl out there is like somebody of color, I'm like, I'm going to choose somebody who's blonde and white, just to screw with the current, current trends. It's like, no, she's not gonna be a Latina, she's just gonna be a blonde white girl. A big change from all the other characters that are out there. I'm hoping, but if I fuck the trend that way,
Right. So, one of the things I noticed about the pages, they're really dense. So how long did they take you to do each? Like were you spending a day each on each page, or is it a couple days?
Generally, yes, if I'm going on full speed, but that's because I don't draw those pages. I don't know how much people know about this, but I don't draw those pages like a normal comic book anymore. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those are like I draw them in a single people, but I know how the sequence goes. So It's almost like shooting a movie out of sequence. Mm-hmm. And then putting them all together in post-production. That's what I do. So a lot of those soldiers are just standing in like plain air. I just have a side view, front view, so that I can. Sometimes I reuse a lot of things, especially with the masked soldier scenes. I'm not going to draw all the soldiers. So I'm going to draw 5 guys in full armor. They're standing around in various poses, but anyway, there's a lot of crowd duplication in there. That's all Photoshop. Even the fire, I have fire files. I just drop in, like you can see the dragon there with the fire bits. That's all fire files that I just drop in. This looks good here. This looks good there. And those are fire files from other projects that I've done before where there's campfires there. I'm going to save the campfire in a layer, and I save the smoke, and I save the fog, that steam that's coming out of the dragon's mouth, and the steam that's coming out of the fire. That's all saved as layers. So there's just drop them in like effects. So yeah, There's no real page at all. The dragon is real though, so you draw the dragon as real. You draw the little person as real, but that rock she's standing on is just another CG rock that I did by myself. That's actually a tree trunk that I photographed somewhere while I was hiking, and then I make that looks like a rock, and that looks like if I slanted it this way, it looks like one of those striped, stone things. So I'm like, So I love doing stuff like that. So I built up a huge file of like textures, things that I could turn into rocks, branches, trees. So essentially, a lot of that is CG already. Even the ground there is a CG composite of a lot of things. The water is the same way. I think I've used that water now, the same file for water for like more than 10 years, because water is water. I just add a little wave. What you do is add some waves, and that's it. That's it. Or wakes, the boat wakes, and that's it. Yeah, but a lot of that, it has to be CG because of all the work that I do. Even the equipment on characters, sometimes that's a whole sword that I just paste on their hip. Because I'm not going to draw the same thing over and over again. I'm not going to color the same thing over and over again. So that speeds up my work a lot, So whenever you see scenes like that, so sometimes I go, that's where I repeat certain things. Like the horses, I repeat the horses a lot. I draw them separately with the saddle, without the saddle, and then I draw a saddle that I can paste on there, so that if I want a horse without a saddle, I'll just take the saddle out, and it's just a plain horse standing there. So I do that a lot. And a lot of those horses date back to when I was doing the American Revolution, with George Washington and all that. So in some of these scenes, I remember I just took out the George Washington and I put in a saddle, like a slightly more modern looking saddle, and just call it a day, and have another character sit on the same horse that George Washington sat on, because you have to draw it well once. That's the thing about when you're an artist. I'm like, I got to draw this once, but really well, because I'm going to reuse this over and over again. So, and then sometimes I draw horses without tails, because I have already a lot of tails. So I'm like, I'm just putting out tails.
See, what I'll say this, like what I really like is like, this is not just it makes your workflow faster for yourself, but it's just also, it seems like you at least take the time to blend it in to make it feel natural within the scene at least as well. Because it'd be so easy, and this, like it'd be so easy to do that, but not put in the effort to actually blend it in with the environment and the round of scenery, the lighting, and it'll just stuff like that would just stand out. So
it would be
like, great work there, Dan. Great work.
Thanks. Like whenever you see like scenes with the forest, it's actually the same forest. It's just that I just move trees around so it looks different, And sometimes I would put like different species of trees in there just to change it up, and they're all in layers, so I can just move them around. If I want more vines, I just throw more vines in there, and if, like I said, if I want more pine tree like looking ones, and just throw them in, and take out the round tree looking ones, So it's a whole other thing. Once you have the file together, you can go, well, just move a few trees around this different forest again, It's a lot of that. I have a whole big, essentially a Hollywood back lot, but that's all in the production wise. In the story, I do like doing the Game of Thrones thing, which is a character does something and it totally throws the plot, that kind of thing, that kind of plotting. I'm like, I like that. So in that the first book, something like that happens, like a side character suddenly takes over the script because of one child, But I kind of like doing that because that's kind of, it reflects real life that way, Like in that encounter when she's saving that child, that's totally a request by a friend. She wasn't supposed to go, but she just felt sorry, and like the friend was like, "Come on, please do it for me." I'm like, "All right."
So Rod, we're looking at 240 pages for this book at this point?
It is, it's something like
240 pages. We got another 18 days to go, right? So everyone, go check this out. Awesome book. So listen, and like I said, it's fully endorsed by myself, my wife Daphne. So
well worth it. Yeah.
So go. There's hardcover editions. There's paperback editions, signed, remarked editions. So go check it out. Another 18 days. Adventure Finders. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, cool.
All right, cool. Who did we lose?
Onrie said he had
Onrie,
to.
somebody.
All right,
Yeah, he
okay.
had to head up.
No.
Gotcha. All right, Mad Cat. You want me to play this video?
Yes, please. It's less than a minute.
While making contact with our friends Chasco and Sarlacc, we crossed paths with an undead outbreak in Ivywood. This led us down a rabbit hole involving a local drug called Weave. Bandits kidnapped citizens in an ominous book which I was able to gather critical information from. Time was not on our side, and we were not the most qualified to address this urgency.
We need to blow up the distillery.
Can't hold this down much longer!
The necromancer is mine.
I am your beacon!
All right,
You
cool.
you hired the voice of the Darkest Dungeon games to do that?
Well, shout out to Cable Foster. He's a professional D&D player and voice actor, and also Michael Towson, who did one of the voices in there. But they're very talented, as you've already pointed out, and I was very fortunate to get them to voice. All of them have done a voice, and I think in every trailer in every issue so far. So that's really cool.
Nice.
So this is it. This is the entire series, all wrapped up in one bundle, all 3 issues. This is all about 4 friends who are stuck in one night trying to solve an issue, and they find out the hard way that they've bitten off more than they can chew. Going into issue 3, it's revealed to all 4 friends that there's going to be a curse put on their hometown by sunrise, and this all boils down to these exhausted individuals and seeing if they can survive the night and pull off a win. There is not just visual differences amongst all 4 main characters, but there's also like their personalities are very different, but you get to see how they rub each other the wrong way, how they synergize, just as you would see with a regular circle of friends. These 4 individuals, I think every human being can relate to one of the 4. Ironically, none of them are human. Madcap is basically defined as like eccentric. That's kind of an oversimplification. But if it's the large intellectual person who doesn't fit into a normal trope of being large or smart, and we have another cool thing about him is being able to store up lightning in his gizzard and vomit it out at will. Or we have this blue-skinned elf that has to hide his very appearance, or he'll probably be killed on sight at any settlement that he comes and visits. I think everybody can relate to hiding a bit of their identity, not wearing their whole identity on their sleeve on first impressions. We have a full-blooded dwarf who moved into a human city to help out those less fortunate than himself. He's kind of like an axe-wielding wild man of a holy wild man of the woods, but a dwarf, of course. And then the last one, a little tiny guy named Dunanini, who has parents of different species, both dwarf and gnome, has a hard time fitting in with either culture, but draws from both bloodlines. And because of this, he can find a bond just as strongly with a friend as he would a family member. All of this together, we've got, I forget how many days at the top there. How many days we got left? We're done on the 16th, so 13 days to go.
12
We've got a lot of it's at 12 now. We've got a lot of really cool add-ons. We've got 5th edition D&D character sheets. The characters kind of adapted over accordingly. Lots of cool covers colored by Dave and Dan Kemp, drawn by Jay Sloan, Harv Salteras, my interior artist, Victor Medina. That one you just passed there was an homage to Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And underneath there, we've got a lava foil cover by Fish Lee, and the one underneath that is Glow in the Dark of Chasgo. Everything white in that cover is going to be glow in the dark. I just really encourage everybody to go and have a look. Here's some samples of the interiors, and I know I could go on and on about this, but I'd rather condense this and keep it exciting as much as I can, because I will fall victim and blab really, really long. But regardless, if you like fantasy, if you have friends that you miss, and if you like stories that can be wrapped into one short sequence and you don't have to get references on Reddit about something that happened in 1970 or 1980 because they're all of the lore affiliated with it, this is the book for you. Go and check it out.
All right, very nice. You got another 12 days. You blew by your goal.
Yes.
45 backers, so you're doing well. All right, nice. Everybody, go buy a book. Madcaps.
It's cool.
Very nice. All right, Jay, you're up.
Okay. Let's have some fun. If you could turn any intellectual property, whether it was a movie into a comic book into a movie, right? Wish fulfillment time, what would it be?
All right, cool. Rod, you're up. Oh, no. Excuse me, Rod. Wait. Rod, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
Brian is
me?
actually.
Okay.
Rod.
My dream has always been. What's that?
Let him go. Let him go.
Let him go. No, go for it. Answer the question.
Okay. All right. So my dream has always been to do my own version of. I don't want to do She-Hulk. I just want to do the child of She-Hulk. You know.
Okay.
I think the child of She-Hulk with the child of Medusa, because I love the long hair. I'm like, I don't want to. You've seen a lot of the anime do the long hair really right. Like, you're like she's like a spider queen with the hair extending everywhere, and she spots the enemies coming because they step on the hair. I love stuff like that. So I want to do something like that with those characters. To the point where I kind of like, I really want to invent my own characters with just the long hair and another child with like super strength. I mean, everybody can do that. Maybe I should pair them up with Supermodel Girl or something. So that's a character I already have. So it's my foray into superhero life there. I said, yeah, I should have Supermodel Girl. I drew it specifically just to keep the name. I'm like, so it's now mine, So yeah, I just inserted the word model in between super and girl. So I'm like, of course she's super strong and everything, and she's a model, and she's lived for like 1,000 years or something like that. So
okay,
she considers herself retired, and now she's like fascinated with like gaming and all that. That's why she seems to be the laziest superhero in existence because of that. Like, she doesn't do anything except play MMOs now, And the current superheroes are like, why are you the laziest superhero in existence, So maybe I could pair her up with those, So yeah, that'll be my dream, so
okay.
to do those characters.
Okay.
Cool. All right, cool. All right, let's go in reverse. So we're gonna go Brian. What are your thoughts?
All right. Well, so I'm thinking hard, and I have ideas, but it's nothing. If my true answer is like nothing.
Do you need a minute? I can go in.
Go for it. I'll need. I may need more than a minute, but
I understand. I've got two. I would love to see Quantum and Woody made as a movie. I think that would rival Deadpool, in my opinion. I think the comedy level of that, I think, would be very enjoyable.
Well, the comedy level of Deadpool is 0, so a low bar.
Wow.
I spec in your linge. I understand. Okay.
I don't know why people love Deadpool that much. I really...
I dig them. I'm okay. I mean, this is a couple of the movies I've seen.
I think with proper timing and holding back, I think it would be funnier. I understand the point being made on that, though. Yes. The other one is I would be very interested in seeing a comic book of Kung Pao Enter the Fist from 2002.
Okay.
I think that I just really enjoy the slapstick of that film, but I think in comic book it's not isolated to pre-existing film as the movie was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was, for what it was worth, I very much enjoyed it, but I'd be interested to see that as a comic book.
I like it. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, Brian.
It can be like anything into a comic. It's not just movies, TV shows into a comic. If it's
Whatever
anything
you want, dude.
I'll do
whatever it is in right now, you got to take it to another format, another medium.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so at the moment, I can think of a game called Oxenfree being made into a comic, and the reason why I say that Oxenfree is it's a gorgeous looking game, like an amazing kind of like art style to it, and it's a kind of game where like a bunch of kids go to an island and they accidentally unlock essentially a portal to a different alternate world where ghosts kind of these ghosts from the past kind of enter into their world. And I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but it's like time gets messed up on the island and such. There's like a bunch of different like time distortions and things like that. These entities from that other plane just feel almost not otherworldly, but just feel like beyond our kind of like scope of what a being can be. It's hard to explain, and I just think it'd be really, really cool if you see how that game kind of looks. I just think I can imagine like an artist really playing with that so well. And also, yeah, the dialogue in there is fantastic. It's a great set of characters, very emotional kind of storytelling in there too. So that's what I can kind of think about right at this moment.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was it again? A card game?
It's a video game.
It's a video game. Okay.
Yeah.
If we're opening up to video games, I have one more. Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation.
Okay.
That would be hard. That would be awesome.
Yes, it would. That would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys have seen video game adaptations, right? You know they're all shit.
Not into.
You are correct.
Like they're 90% shit.
And movies too.
Well, comics used to be that way as well. They eventually figured it out. We just got to keep pushing.
That's true.
That's
true. I mean, you got to keep doing it and eventually find something that clicks. Which, in fairness, Sonic has clicked. They've done that right. I mean, that's been popular, obviously. So maybe they're on the right path now.
Maybe.
You know, and I love my video games, but yeah, I'm kind of more pessimistic about it.
Yeah,
but
they seem to translate well into animated movies or animated series.
Yeah,
The
Cyberpunk
animated movie was pretty good. The Darkstalkers cartoon, I dug.
Arcane was a huge hit.
Arcane, that's right. 2 seasons out of that. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's ways that you can translate them, but it's a tough thing, you know.
Okay.
And if you try translating any video game into a hour to 2 hour kind of like format, I feel bad for anybody trying to do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's pretty tough, but yeah, I got to think about it.
What would you jump on, bud?
There's always been 2 properties that have been not just that I've wanted, but that I've pitched for, and I will probably take another swing at it, both of them again, relatively soon. The first one is The Howling. I chased that down for a while. I got to take the original book author, Gary Brander. I got to take him to lunch. That was unbelievable. Talking to him about making his book and all the nonsense that Hollywood did to him. Like, oh my God. But The Howling, I had my toes in that lake for a while.
Cool,
but I just couldn't get it to work. It ended up being a comic later by a pointless company that made a pointless comic book. Pointless comic book. The best thing about that entire thing is they got a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, which is really nice.
Really nice.
I gotta look that up now.
But the book itself is just like, what are we doing?
Tom hates them and their crappy comic for jerks.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, it was just a wasted opportunity, like just a totally wasted opportunity. So I want that. And then the other one that I won't say I was close to having it, but I was, except another company got there first, and then totally screwed the pooch. Is Land of the Lost, the old Croft TV show. What a just crazy amount of lore that went into those really just the first 2 seasons, much less the insanity of the 3rd season with like freaking aliens and Medusa roaming around the garden. Like, holy shit, we're jumping sharks every week. But the first 2 seasons, it was written, a lot of it by David Gerald, who wrote Star Trek. Walter Koenig wrote a lot of those episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It has really big. DC Fontana was writing those episodes. So there's a lot of lore into that series and done by a lot of really high profile writers. So there's a lot going on that could easily be tapped into. I sat down one time, watched all 3 seasons, wrote a Excel spreadsheet of every possible detail of everything that was ever mentioned in the series. So, I actually had conversations with Croft about this. I produced pages for them to say, this is what it would look like. This is how we would do it. And they were like, this is amazing. And then as it turns out, they were already in talks with another company, a company that doesn't even exist anymore, a company that fucked them over. And I won't go into that any more than that. But because of that, they basically were like, well, never mind. We're not interested in doing this anymore because the company just hosed the whole situation. Sid and Marty have now passed over the past couple of years. So I don't know who's in charge of the company anymore. I talk with Will and Holly at cons. I've seen them many times now. And so Wesley Yore, who's plays Will, he's told me you should just go do it again. So I'm like, all right, maybe I reset myself and send this pitch over again, because it's never been done. It has never been turned into a comic book of any kind. And so I think it would be something where it would be heavy nostalgia, and you could really write anything. You could do a direct, like season 4, and just go with it, or you could just drop into wherever you want to drop in and tell stories. You've got the Sleestack stories, you've got dinosaur stories, you've got anything you want. It's a wide open book, and those would be the 2 that I want, that I'm still chasing. I will forever chase. And then the only other thing is, why isn't Empowered an anime yet? Empowered needs to be turned into an anime.
I'm not familiar with that.
Adam Warren's manga book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard the name.
Okay.
I don't know much else out from there.
It is a ridiculous, wild superhero series that needs to be turned into an anime, and I think it would be a monumental hit, because tits.
Hashtag tits.
Hey, Calderon, you came back to your own show. What's up? What do you think?
I'm back. What happened?
Dude, you bounced.
You want me to start over? I'll start over.
You went black screen on us, dude.
From the beginning. Start from the beginning.
7-second intro.
There you go. If I were to do another property I wanted to bring in as a comic book, there was a Russian film called The Guardian, or The Guardians, and you could probably catch it on Tubi.
Yes. Yeah. The Winter Soldier with the 2 big sights.
Yeah, the big sights, the big giant bear,
bear with a minigun, yeah?
Yeah, bear with a minigun, yeah.
Yeah,
and I just
that's a
thought
good
it was
one.
hilarious. I just thought, that might be a lot of fun to try to convert over into a real comic book. So.
Okay. Just that one, or you got anything else?
There's another Russian film. I'm blanking on the friggin' name of it. It came out in the early 2000s, but I'm blanking on the name of it. But it's by the same director who did Wanted.
Not familiar. Sorry.
Yeah. But the movie Wanted.
Yeah.
So but he directed that film, but he also directed that other film. I'm just blanking on the name. He did 2 of them. And they were really interesting. There was just really weird and interesting movies. So
Okay.
done on a relatively low budget, but he did some pretty cool stuff with it.
Okay, that's cool. I would love to turn Old
Laser
Gods
Blast
of the Appalachia. Which not Laser Blast, no. Old Gods of the Appalachia. It's a horror podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They are closing in on 100 episodes, and it takes place in the early 1900s across the Appalachia Trail, right? So the states that are that are on it. What, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Arkansas. So yeah. So the lower end of the Appalachia Trail, and what happens is a group of miners dig into a mountain that's there, and they release one of the old gods, right? The ones that were around before we had people. He starts to corrupt the town, and how that affects not just the coal mining industry, but also the railroad, which was emerging. And they ran a they ran a Kickstarter for an RPG game that raised over $2 million. So they kicked some fucking ass.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And they go on tours. They do their live readings. Russian films, Day Watch and Night Watch. From
those are the films I'm talking about.
There
that
we
I
go.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
My Day Watch and Night Watch. My wife likes those ones.
Okay.
Yeah,
I prefer Baywatch. Baywatch is much better.
Baywatch. Okay. Daylight was not bad.
You didn't. That joke went right over your head.
Yeah. The watches.
I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Baywatch.
Gotcha.
Baywatch.
And the other one I do is a video game, and I don't think it has ever been converted into anything other than a video game, and it is a very old Nintendo game.
Tetris. Wait,
No.
That's also Russian.
There you go. There you go. No, I do Rygar. You know, I'm a mark for shield slingers, and Rygar was there. You know, it's what if Conan had a shield on a rope, and that's what is this?
Something I just found for
Is
you.
this
Jim.
Megaforce?
Where was this at? They never had
Unfortunately,
to deep.
Unfortunately, this is old, as I have discovered.
Oh,
This stuff was made in Japan for the 40th anniversary a few years ago.
that is beautiful, dude.
So you might have to dig to find
Really
these actual
beautiful.
things.
But they didn't have that thing. They didn't have that at all in the movie.
They had
They
that
had a-
big. I don't know if it's that size, but they had the big van.
They had the big van, right? But not
It's
this.
just not that scale.
This looked like a mobile command center. Oh my
Yeah.
god! How much, babe?
Forget the house. We're buying toys.
You're gonna be real mad at me, babe. Well, oh my god, this is fucking cool. Was that for a game?
No, it was just it's from what I saw, it was like some sort of a model set. So you've got to build it and put it together. But as it turns out, like I said, it was from a few years ago.
There's your answer, bro.
Hey,
There's your answer.
come on.
And I don't know how you are not actively chasing this license.
I don't know. I know. Look at it. It's so cool. Hi, who owns this? Who has the license?
I don't know.
Siri, who has
It's
the
not-
license?
It's not you.
Yeah.
And you're the one. This is your laser blast.
That's right.
And you're not chasing it.
There you go.
And
Jay.
I don't understand.
She's using your language.
What did she say? I'm working here, baby. Gold spandex negative.
It's a typo. That's an M. It's negative. It's a positive
Negative.
thing.
Oh, that's going on a shirt, Ray. Negative. I like that.
There
Mega
it is.
tiv.
It'll be your face on a shellless turtle alien
Oh
from
my
Wizard
God.
West.
Oh,
Negative.
Oh, that's a T-shirt. It's
Yeah.
a definition T-shirt. Negative, the extreme opposite of negative. I love it. I love it.
It'll get you half the funds to get that license.
So then if we get the laser blast, IP, then we can combine it with
Crossover?
Megaforce. We do a crossover, right?
Jay,
Megaforce.
Jay,
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah.
I have the copyright holder for you.
Ooh. Send me in a private chat. I can't have anybody jumping on this. Okay, send it to me in a private
You're
chat.
reminding me of Homer Simpson. No, that trampoline's mine.
No, because I typed it in. Who has the rights to the Megaforce?
I
20th
have
Century
the
Fox,
copyright holder for you.
Toho Tower, Japan. Golden Harvest,
Mhm.
North Shore Investments Ltd. Oh.
I mean, you wanted it not to say anything, you just read it off on screen.
Yeah, that's probably not the ones that Tom got though.
I don't know.
Anybody could look that what I just looked up. Tom has the inside track.
No, he probably used the same system he used to track it down.
I doubt it because I got Bing. Nobody has Bing.
Bing.
Big. Oh, wow. Tom,
Without the bud in front of it.
yeah. Tom, you got a question?
No.
I guess not. I didn't think so.
I was thinking about questions today, but you saw the energy I came in with, so I wasn't able to put anything. I had too much in my brain today. It was a lot of stuff going on in my head today, so
All right.
I wasn't able to focus anything.
Gotcha. So
See,
you know what?
got the Baywatch theme song in my head now.
Yeah. Wow.
Laser Blast is with Full Moon Studios.
Yeah, we know that one.
Yeah.
So let's go with a softball question, right? Like, you know, I've asked this question. I don't know. So Tom and Jay, sorry, but you know, we have guests, so that's all I'm concerned about.
All right, hurry up. We got 15 minutes. Let's go. Cut to the chase.
Right.
How do I kill it?
How do you kill who?
The Hellboy movie.
No, it's nothing about Hellboy.
The copyright holder?
Yes. That would be Mike Mignola. But all right. So if you had the choice to get a cover artist, give me your second choice. Who would be your second choice for a new cover artist?
Good call.
Who would you pick? So let's start with Brian.
Jeez. I live under a rock, okay? But you know what? The cover artist second. I have to really. What's his name? I'm blanking on the name.
What comic did he do?
He did covers for Water Wars. What's his name? Water Wars from no, I like the creator a lot too. Why am I blanking on his name? So see, this is what happens. I live under a rock. There you go. You're typing it in. Fantastic.
I'm looking up Water Wars comic. I see it now. The 2028 one?
Yeah, I mean
Water Wars 2028. There's a couple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be that one.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Tim Fling's books.
Tim. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Earthlock Studios. I love that guy.
Yeah.
His cover artist, Irwin Arosa, I think.
Arosa, yes.
Anybody heard from Tim? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's back around.
He's back around. Yeah.
I hope that he's one of the creators I hope to talk with again someday. I used to watch the show often. But like, yeah, I mean, but if I'm being honest, you know, Irwin would be like my first choice. So who my second choice would be, I'd have to think about that. Like I said, I live under a rock, and I'm in my world. It's hard for me to think of names and whatnot.
Brian used to watch my show too. I don't see Brian in the comments of my show anymore. Breaks my heart. I think because he lost too many bets to Tom and me, and he's scared to come back on. I get it.
I still have the secret bet with Tom. I still have it. I haven't forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The Kickstarters really threw my routine. JD, I'm sorry. I got your Vicky Sticks number 2 though. I do get, as soon as I get through Pinnacle, that 168 page freaking behemoth from Travis, I'll be running right over to Vicky Sticks.
My man.
There you go. But focus on your campaign.
Okay.
You know?
Well,
yes. Make your money.
Yeah.
Make your money. You got to pay us back for our bets. I mean, oops.
You know what? But no. All right. I'll let Ray take over. I'll give some more thoughts.
I've brought this one up before, but I would say Mark Teixeira.
Okay,
just for personal bucket list.
That's cool. Yeah.
I like his stuff, and I would definitely love to get a hold of him.
Oh shit, me too. Because it'd be nice on a Vicky cover.
Or a trade paperback, which I have coming up in the not too distant future. I think that would be pretty cool. But
very cool. Okay.
Very nice. Tom, what are your thoughts? Who do you want? Who's your second choice?
Well, my top is always Art Adams and Todd McFarlane in whatever order you want to make them appear.
Right, so who's underneath them?
So underneath that would be probably Adam Hughes.
Okay.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good choice. What are you thinking, Jay?
Hey, so, my top is Ron Lim. I'd love a Mike Zeck cover.
Have you ever reached out to Ron?
I haven't.
Try. You never know. It might not be that as expensive as you might think.
I know. I'm one of those people. I don't want to peek behind the curtain. You know what I mean?
You're never gonna get that cover then.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
You'll be staring at that curtain for the rest of your life. Rip the
I
curtain
know,
down.
I know.
That can't be a hardcover to get.
Okay. All right.
I don't know the price, but it can't be hard to just get him, assuming that he's interested in whatever you're pitching.
Right.
If he doesn't, if he's like, fuck your project, then you're screwed.
But you know what? On my number 2, Scott Collins. I'm sorry, not Zach. I'll go Scott Collins.
That's another guy you could each reach out to easily.
I liked his Flash. He did a Thing miniseries that I thought was great.
He's doing a lot of watercolor stuff right now. Nope, sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else. But he is on Facebook, and you could just shoot him a message anytime you want.
Yeah. Scott Collins.
What the hell am I thinking of?
I'm a fan of his.
Cool.
And I want to I also want to make one addendum thing here. So yeah, Irwin would be my second choice. I just remembered my first choice, and that would be Dave McKean. If I could get a cover from anybody, I'd love to get a cover from Dave McKean.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Barry Kitson is who I was thinking of. That's another older guy.
Barry
Kitson.
Yeah.
But he's doing a lot of watercolor stuff right now, which is really cool.
I got to look at it.
All right, cool. For myself, I would like number 1, Arthur Adams, right? That's the guy. But number 2, probably Alex Ross.
Really?
Okay. I would really like to get an Alex Ross cover. That'd be, especially for Oswald. I think it'd be hilarious.
I could see you giving Alex Ross notes on Oswald's tie. You'd be like,
bow tie. Trust me, it's not that big a deal. It's a bow tie. Most of them get it on the first try. So pretty easy on that one. Jay, you got anything else? Quickie?
No, you had my quickie. You had my quickie.
That wasn't. What are you talking about?
Yeah, my quickie was a good quickie.
All right, fuck it. What are you guys reading now, if anything?
Well, I'm reading Pinnacle, the anthology that Travis put out through Summit Comics. I'm drawing a blank because my mind is always in a blur.
Not cool.
But before Pinnacle, I mean, I would each time I go to work on the subway, I'd be reading like an indie comic from somebody. So the thing is, they all go by quick. I'm gonna bring up my folder.
You're gonna bring up your what?
I'm gonna bring up my folder just to kind of check to see what I last read.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh shoot! A big one that I read recently that I became a huge fan of, Jessica Mason's Mary Shelley's School for Monsters. I love that. That would also be to go back to the other question. That would be something I would love to see as a TV show, her comic. I think it would be an animated hit. I think it'd be fantastic. But yeah, that her comic really made a big impression on me, and that's also one of the stretch goals and for the Wretched. But yeah, let's see. I've read a couple comics from Bent Box Studios, or I think it's Bent Box Comics actually. Refuge and Our Monsters. Love those to death. Yeah, let's see. I can I have so much here. All right. I'm gonna let you guys take over. I have to
think about
too much. Yeah, well, no, I mean those are like among the comics that I've last read. Right now, I'm currently reading Pinnacle. I'm almost done with that, and then after that, I have upwards of 20 comics to go through, upwards of 30 right now.
Yeah,
I
know that. I know that.
Ray still has that Captain Canuck subscription.
I'm cooler. I like Vindicator from Alpha Flight better myself because they're pretty much the same.
Good call, kid.
It's from Kitchener, Ontario, which is not far from where I grew up.
Mhm.
That's a good call.
Mm. Oh, I read my Letterers comic. His first volume of Wordsmith, which is very good. Stephen Cook, otherwise known as SK.
Oh, yeah.
He Wordsmith and Wolf Cubs. I read that first volume of Wolf Cubs that he put out. I love Wolf Cubs, but I love both of those. Both of those are great too.
All right.
All right. See, this is
All right. Ray,
I can keep going.
What are you reading right now?
Well, one of the benefits of this kind of, I didn't think of this, it's kind of obvious when I say it out loud, but your original question, one thing I do is I like to give back, and one of them is in the form of reviews for comics. I've done quite a few. In fact, I just released my 49th one. I'm going to do a 50th one. It's going to be a little special. I'll just go over some of the last 10 that I've read, which has been a lot of fun, man. It's Steamroller Man with Matthew Schofield, who works on Simpsons episodes throughout the years, which is really neat. Phil Russard's Papa, Kill Stan by Dee Cialis, who he's done like he has this comic about a person that struggles with mental health in regards to self-termination, and he figures he can go out in bullets of glory if he just recklessly goes in and fights the bad guys, kind of thing. Set the Hook, Chad Perkins, Path of the Pale Rider, Lori Calcaterra. Larry Higgins was so kind as to let me read issues 1 to 4 of his 5-part series of Niobe Outbreak. Vicky Sticks, of course. Magi's Grace, of course. Fellow Canadian Lori. I can't remember her last name. This is going to kill me. Anyways, Demon Potatoes. Oswald Chronicles. Crit with Chris Saloff, and it just goes on and on. It's a lot of fun, man. I really like doing reviews because it really gives me an opportunity to read over a lot of stuff.
All right.
Tom, what have you been reading?
Yeah.
What's the last thing you read?
Next to nothing anymore. My pull list is I think 3 books at the moment. One of them it's a Spawn book called The Curse of Shirley Johnson, which it came out, issue 5 just came out. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Literally, I couldn't tell you what it's about truly yet at all. But the art is so great that I'm like, all right, we'll get through this arc and I'll come back through it. We'll see if there's actually something to read in here. But the art is just like, this is great. That's the one thing about McFarlane's books is like the art is always amazing, but then you're like, what the hell's going on in this story? I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's pretty to look at. It was like Gunslinger Spawn, had all that Brett Booth stuff at the beginning of the series. I'm like, it's so great to look at, but I don't know what the hell's going on. I have Thundar on my list, but it's going off. 3rd issue came out. I am bored out of my mind. The only one, the surprise one to me is I took a flyer on, there's a new Black Cat series that's running. I just took a flyer on it because I was like, all right, art's kind of fun. It looks like a comic book used to be. So I took a flyer on it. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. I got through the first 5 issues and I was like, yeah, this actually has held on. And then that 5th issue just went right off a cliff. And I was like, well, I'm going to give you one more. And then number 6 brought it back. So I was like, okay, fine. You had an off issue. That's good. So Black Cat has been fun. If you just want like a fun superhero series that's not like mixed up in like all these world-ending event nonsense stuff, it's just here's a character living their life as a superhero / villain. It's actually really good. And then Battle Beast. I've been really liking Battle Beast. That's been, and I mean that's, you know, half of that is just Ryan Otley doing what Ryan Otley does. Goddamn, drive me crazy what that guy does. But it's also like inspiration too, because it's like I want that. That's what I want. But like I need a level of something here. You know, as I'm doing these books, you got to bring me more than just square to square to square to square anymore. We gotta punch up the visuals and You know, that's kind of part of where I am for like next year, is trying to figure out like who are these artists that can push the envelope out of, you know, the normal realm. And when I can say, don't do it like Ryan, but I want you to be inspired by Ryan. I want you to be inspired by McFarlane. I want you to be inspired by Brett Booth and the way that they do things alternatively than just square. 9 panels. Fuck the Watchmen. I don't give a damn about all that stuff. You know, make it interesting. I want to look at it. It's got to be exciting.
Yeah, make it interesting. I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, what are your thoughts? What are you reading?
So I got Wrestle Heist right now. It's almost over. Exquisite Corpses. It's almost over. And Battle Beast. I like Battle Beast where it's at. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, cool. I'm currently reading a book called The Bright Sword by Lev Grossman. He's the author who did the Medicians, the 3 books of the Medition series, which a TV show is based on. So, and that's like a book. So, but for comics, I'm reading Rat King. I'm reading God, what is it? It's by Dee Fish and her partner. It's the giant something giantess, some giant superhero book. It's a lot of fun, beautifully illustrated, but it's a lot of fun. I'm also reading Atomic Robo and Perhapanauts. So that's what I'm reading currently. So all right, so gentlemen, look, we made it to hour 2. Let's wrap this up. So Brian, where can we find you and your work, sir?
Well, you know, I have a link tree right there underneath my name in the video. If you go to look at Linktree for Fractured Heart Productions, you'll be able to see a bunch of links, including one to my Kickstarter, one to a free 40-page preview of The Wretched on Global Comics, and various links to my social medias. So where you can kind of follow me to get more, information and stuff about what's going on.
Very good.
So, yeah.
All right, cool. Ray.
You can find the Madcaps Facebook page. You can also find me on Facebook as DM Ray. You can also find me on Instagram as Raymond the DM. Most importantly, check out my Kickstarter, 12 Days to Go. The entire mini-series of the Madcaps, 3 issues all together. One last thing I didn't say earlier about that Kickstarter page is there is a special edition trilogy. All new covers for all 3 issues. When you put them together, it makes this lovely image in the background. Go and check it out.
Cool. Tom, where can we find you and your work, sir?
BigDogInc.com. Go get your books. And Kickstarter, May 22nd, we will be launching the final issue of Goth Day.
Cool. Jay, where can we find you and your work?
UnstoppableComics.com. You can find all my social media links on the website. Friday nights with these guys. Comic Book Streamland.
All right, cool. You find Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those different places. Currently on Kickstarter with The Oswald Chronicles, Magi's Grace, at least for the next 24 hours, and Adventure Finders by Rod Espinosa. So go check them out. Thank you so much, everyone. And just remember, please check out the show notes. In the show notes are the links to all of these people's books. All of these great creators are creating fantastic books. They're all impassioned creators. So please click on those links. Buy those books because they're awesome books. And just remember, everyone, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Take care, everybody.